back problem since the early 80s, but since I've been retired, it was getting worse. And then, because in the end, you're scared to do certain things because that makes the back hurt. And I mean, when it really hurts, it hurts. A reason I chose to come here was my wife had a nasty experience of sciatica, and so she came here because the NHS doctors, you just get painkillers, and that's about it really, unfortunately. So she came here, and I was impressed with the progress she made. And since then, she's been on at me to come here myself, and in the end, you get browbeaten down. And so that's why I decided to come here, and I thought I'll give it a go, because otherwise it affects quality of life, and that's no good. I've only ever had physio on the NHS before, and that was back in the 80s. I haven't had much experience. I did go to an acupuncture at one time, and she was good. You have to sort of balance up the cost of it to the effects, if it's actually helping. Yes, yeah, very good, very helpful, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say I look forward to coming.
Of course you are allowed to say that.
Yeah, and it's been very helpful. Sort of doing the exercises, or asked to do the exercises, and then sort of doing these at home, they're not at all arduous. 5 reps of certain things, it's difficult to start with, and that's when you notice just how bad it's got, where things you took for granted you can no longer do. But after doing the exercises for a few weeks, you find, you've got a lot more movement, and the treatment here. Perhaps a little bit sceptical, because I thought they would help my back by lightening my wallet. The trouble with you've got too much money in your wallet. But I was a little bit sceptical, but having seen the effect on my wife, it took a few visits, and with the visits combined with the exercises that I did most of the time.
Yes.
Yes. I'm not all the time, I must confess, but you have to do it, because otherwise it's not going to, you're not going to get anywhere. No, because one lacks guidance in, is it doing you any harm, or is it just helping, and such like, the tendency is, what I found, if you did something and it hurt, well, don't do it, But that meant I couldn't bend down at all. It was even a job to get down on my knees. So the slow deterioration, you don't notice it to start with. And but coming here, I was reassured that obviously doing certain things, if it hurt, that was only a minor hiccup, and it would get better. Hopefully I will keep up with my exercises, and obviously we, talking about, if you like, a maintenance dose. Yes, very, very positive. Well, because obviously it's much more personal than I say. My only other experience is that with the NHS, and they've got obviously so many people to see. Although it's friendly, it's not as friendly as this place, And here I feel, I was treated as an individual. After I come here, I feel positive about, the reassurance, because, if I went to the doctors, all they'll say is, oh, you got wear, and, it might give you some painkillers, and that's about it. But as we get older, we all get wear. I would say, because if it's affecting your quality of life, and if you have the money, then I would say go for it and see, because you obviously know nothing ventured, nothing gained. But I would say it certainly has helped me, because if you like, at the end of the treatment, it's no good if I'm just the same. It's no good for me, and it's no good for you, because otherwise, one said, what's a bloody waste of time? I can honestly say it has made a lot of difference, and it's inspired me to do a bit more exercise, just general things, simple things like just balancing on one leg, which, as you get older, it becomes more and more difficult. Well, because I can find I can do things, I don't ache so much, because in the mornings, get out of bed, and I know it sounds like an excuse, but I could never put anything in the dishwasher in the morning. It wasn't till the evening, that I can actually, I'm more flexible, I could reach down and load the dishwasher. That's my story anyway. Well, I don't know if my wife believes that.